What up, everybody? My name is Jerome.
And I'm Janelle.
And this is Atypical Reactions. We are watching The Gilded Age, Season 2, Episode 3.
And if you've been enjoying our reaction videos, if you could please hit that like button and subscribe.
And also, hit that notification bell. We greatly appreciate it. Also, if you want to see the full-length reactions, watch along, then you can join our Patreon, and the link is in the description.
Alrighty.
Yep. Alright, let's get to it.
And you don't object to courting your former servant.
I can't afford to object, even if it sticks in my craw.
But can she be trusted?
She won't want anyone to know she was once a lady's maid. I have the upper hand where that's concerned.
Not really. She has something on you.
I should explain that one of my guests today may surprise you, but please don't show it.
Oh, and
Yeah.
she should tell him right there. Because they got beef. Remember?
Yeah. She wrote the letter, right? To Bannister.
Yeah.
But there is quite a bustle of arrivals.
You mean of people?
Yes, people.
Well, with the Russells, one cannot be certain.
Oh, she's gonna lose it when she realizes. Right? Because she wanted her to be fired.
Mm-hmm.
Dashiell Montgomery has written to me.
And?
I'm glad to say he's taken a real interest in Marion, and he wants me to promote his cause.
Have you spoken to Marion about it?
No. We must manage her carefully.
I don't want to manage her at all.
We'll invite him to luncheon with your reverend.
He's not mine.
Let's hope he finishes the sermon before it's time for the cheese.
Your reverend. Ugh. She's gonna be petty this whole time. Looking down her nose at everybody.
Mrs. Joshua Winterton. Are you all right?
I'm not sure, sir. I thought I saw.
You did.
So that was Miss Turner?
I'll manage here. Go back downstairs to the kitchens.
Yeah. She about to go tell it.
Yeah.
Screaming from the rooftops.
What's the hurry?
She's here! She's here! I just saw
Adelheid, you're shaking. Calm down.
No, I must tell you. Miss Turner, the mistress's lady's maid, is here, upstairs.
Why? Does she want her job back?
No, she's here for Mrs. Russell's opera tea.
It's not for servants to discuss the guests of their employer.
But Miss Turner is hardly just another guest.
Her name is now Mrs. Winterton, and she is a friend of the mistress.
But she...
Listen to Mr. Church.
Might be best if she stayed down here.
Yeah, she's having a
she's
hard time with it. She was talking with Mr. Russell like he was her homeboy.
Mrs. Fish calls.
Well, then you better.
Mrs. Fish.
I'd like to thank you all for coming. For some of you, I know this took courage. But for all of us, our passion for the arts has been
She's still eyeing him, huh?
We have decided to open our season on the 22nd of October.
But that's the same date as the Academy of Music.
I believe it is.
So the two opera houses are to go head-to-head?
That's it. Head-to-head, and one will be the winner.
And now for those of you who have questions, what is our program, how you can secure a box, come.
Oh, she still has friends there, huh?
I'm sorry I'm late. I stayed to help rearrange a classroom.
So you're moving furniture now? Maud Beaton, what do we know about her?
Her mother was a Stuyvesant.
You should ask Mrs. Fish's husband. His grandmother was a Stuyvesant.
Is there any money?
Really, Agnes? Isn't it a little soon for that?
Well, we're all family here, and I think we know Oscar's priorities.
I believe there's a great deal.
Well, then she meets the requirements.
Miss McAllister?
Mr. Russell.
Oh, they're both having meetings on the same day.
Right across the street from each other.
Day, I'm meeting Mrs. Astor.
Thank you for bringing Mrs. Winterton.
Are you sure it's wise to open on the same night as the Academy? Aren't you asking for trouble?
I'm asking for something.
I was hoping to go to both.
And now you'll have to choose.
I should leave. Goodbye, my dear.
She's definitely not messing around.
It's so lovely. I think I'll just walk.
Right across the street.
I've just heard some news that may be of interest.
Don't keep us in suspense.
I'm told she has persuaded Henry Abbey and the others at the Metropolitan to open on the same night as the Academy of Music.
What? Are you serious? Oh, my. How dare they try to steal the Academy's thunder? Our date is sacred.
Did you see, Marion?
Well, everyone will have to choose which side they're on.
Why was that necessary?
Thank heavens we are all united in this house.
There must be room for 2 opera houses in a city like New York.
Nonsense. Now what can we do?
Yes. Agnes, I would like you to write to the older members. Say that you've heard a rumor that if any of them are thinking of taking a box at the Metropolitan, their box at the Academy will be removed.
Goodness.
Seriously? I can't do it, as that would make the threat official.
I think I'll take my leave before you start handing out weapons.
Thank you for having me today.
I wish we could sign you up.
I'm afraid we're very happy at the Academy. At one time, I knew a woman who was really desperate to get on their list, so I feel it would be most ungrateful for me not to enjoy it.
Wow.
No, but like so many others who failed, she now supports the Met.
Oh, I was just telling
friends you made in Europe, not least the Duke of Buckingham.
Mr. Winterton has many friends in England, the Duke of Buckingham among them. He entertained us while we were there, at his place in Devon.
How interesting.
And now he's coming to America.
Yes, we're to receive him in Newport.
Oh, would you excuse me? I want a word with Mrs. Wilson.
I heard you were able to fill that ballroom after all.
It was a special night, as you'd have seen if you'd stayed. Though you would have been there in a different capacity, of course. Well, I hope you'll think of joining our ranks.
Would you, if you were in my place?
I understood the earlier reference, but you could have a box in both houses.
Why? When it will take the Met years even to begin to compete? Or are you threatening me with exposure?
I've no wish to make trouble.
Good. Because if you make trouble for me, I will respond in kind.
I don't understand.
If I were you, I would discuss it with George before you decide to stir things up.
George?
I knew she was going to do that.
So he never told you about us? Funny, I thought that was why I was sacked, because you were jealous.
Jealous of what?
You should ask your husband.
I knew she was going to do that
she
shit.
couldn't wait.
Oh, Mrs. Russell, I'm ready for my tour.
I still can't believe it. I had to see her for myself.
Did she stir that up? she knows she loves drama. Miss Fish?
Nah.
I hope not.
I wonder how she pulled it off.
She wrote, praising his taste and his philanthropy, his culture and his wisdom, and she hoped that one day they might meet.
And that's all it took, one letter?
That's not quite all it took.
Yeah, she was trying to do a Mr. Russell too, right?
Booker T. Washington is opening a dormitory at the Tuskegee State Normal School, and he's invited me to cover the event.
You know everyone.
Well, I met Mr. Washington when he was here last year raising money.
When were you last in the South?
Not for many years. And when I lived there, I was a slave.
Oh, I see.
No, you don't. Because you can't.
Yeah.
So you like the idea of our highest ambition being to milk a cow?
I like independence and self-reliance. And even if it's not perfect, this Tuskegee school seems like a step in the right direction.
I'll tell Mr. Washington you said so.
I wish I could tell him myself.
You know, it would be highly unusual for us to travel together.
Because I'm a woman?
Especially because you have a wife.
But I became a journalist to cover stories exactly like this.
I'll think about it.
Is that a yes?
Not quite.
You gonna get it. I love how much they're putting into that story, though.
I saw the way she was looking at me.
I don't care what she thinks. I don't care what anyone thinks.
I do. I mean to have a lot of fun this summer and to pay no price for it. My motto has always been to have my cake and eat it.
I won't worry at all.
because I'm mad about you and I want to shout it from the housetops.
Then you must learn to restrain yourself.
Oh, she wants to be a secret?
Just told him to keep it on the down low.
Until he becomes public with somebody else. Watch.
Yeah, because...
Yeah.
You're abandoning me as well.
Not for long. I have to settle some property of my late husband's.
Well, perhaps I should travel with you. I'm due in New York next week.
Would that be wise?
Well, anyway, we should get together while we're there.
I don't trust her.
Yeah, I don't trust her either now. Is she a former servant too or something?
No, it's not that. It's just she's greasy. Just the way she moves is not good. This is about to be terrible.
Is something wrong?
You tell me. What happened between you and Turner?
What did she tell you?
Just answer the question.
She came into my room one night. At first, I thought it was you. But the lamp revealed that I was wrong.
Was it just your room or your bed?
My bed.
Was she clothed? Answer me!
No. But I would never betray you.
You already have!
Nothing happened. As soon as I knew it wasn't you, I got out of bed.
Did she?
Not immediately, so I ordered her to leave.
But you never told me.
Because there was nothing to tell.
It seems to me there was a great deal to tell.
She didn't matter to me in the least. And there was no chance anything was going to happen. But I knew you depended on her. It didn't make sense to blow up the house because of her stupid mistake.
So you allowed me to be waited on? To have my hair arranged, my clothes chosen, my bath run by a woman who'd been naked with my husband? It's disgusting!
I'm sorry if it was a bad decision.
Decision! I call that betrayal!
Oh, come on.
He was gonna lose either way.
I know it.
Like,
and it's
he
just
really
like,
didn't do anything.
And his reasons for hiding it were legitimate
for
reasons.
her. Yeah.
But I knew that was a bad idea from the jump.
I was not aware that you knew the Russells.
Why would you be?
I ought to have kept silent.
But you didn't, Mr. Collier. And there we have it. I am a banker, my wife is a hostess, and her father is a valet. Seems to me that we are in a pretty kettle of fish.
The disrespect. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, they've got to recover from this. She knows better.
Can I remind you that Henderson, the man who works at my steel...
Yeah, don't let Turner break y'all apart. Come on now.
Yes. We're rolling out the red carpet for him.
Isn't he your enemy?
If he is, I'll be ready for him. But I need your help with him. And you did promise me.
That was before.
Bertha, my business doesn't stop when we fall out. You're being jejuned. You know nothing happened. Am I really to be held responsible for Turner's actions?
You're responsible for your own inaction. What is it? Yes?
I can come back later.
No, say it now or never.
Damn.
Larry and I have been invited to a play by Mr. Oscar Wilde. There's to be a reception afterwards.
Who has invited you?
Aurora Fane, though I'll be escorted by John Adams. May I go?
If you wish.
So I can go? Just like that?
Yes. Is there anything?
Just go.
Thank you.
She's going through her own nightmare.
Your mother's very tired. If it interests you, I do know that I made a mistake, a misjudgment, an error. But I do not know what else I can say on the subject.
And you know he didn't do shit.
Yeah, you know he didn't. Be mad. Direct your anger towards her, not him.
I feel like that's where that extra aggression is coming from.
Mr. Henderson. Hello, Mr. Russell.
Mr. Henderson.
He seems like a union guy, does he?
May I present Mr. Henderson, who has traveled all the way from Pittsburgh to see me.
Happy to know you, ma'am.
I want to welcome you to the house. It's good of you to come.
It's good of Mr. Russell to ask me. I've never visited a house like this before, and I don't suppose I ever will again.
Then I hope you enjoy yourself.
Was your hotel comfortable?
I've never been so comfortable before.
Our luncheon is ready, so let us go in and eat it.
Luncheon.
He came by himself, huh?
Yeah. He's the only one invited.
Have you always lived in Pittsburgh?
No, I was born in New Jersey, but I moved there for the work. But my wife's from Pittsburgh.
How long have you been married?
23 years. Yeah, 6 children to show for it.
6? Heavens, we have all we can handle with 2.
Susie works as well. She's a dressmaker.
I admire her.
Well, we have to make ends meet.
Why not take Miss...
Table manners aren't exactly scarfing it down.
They are wrong. Only Miss Brooke can do right.
Frances is an adorable.
Oh, she likes him for her.
Watercolors have a champion in me.
Oh, me too. I just love them.
Really, Ada? I'd never heard you say that. Which watercolorist do you especially favor?
I know you mean to catch me out, but it happens that I admire the German painter Adolf Menzel.
A marvelous fellow. He works in such a range of styles. Are they
I love it.
What is this?
Soup.
Soup? At luncheon?
This is New England clam chowder. I thought it would be a surprise.
And so it is. How did it get on my table?
I conspired with Mrs. Bauer.
Why was that, Aunt Ada?
The Reverend mentioned that he was in search of an authentic bowl of chowder here in New York.
I believe I did.
So I set our cook to the task. We went through quite a few receipts. I hope you agree with her choice.
It smells delicious.
Well, if we discuss the soup any longer, it won't be fit to drink. Are there more New England treats waiting in the wings?
No, just the soup.
How kind of you, Aunt Ada.
I agree. And it is kindness that does the most good in the world.
Well said, Reverend.
More wine, though.
Definitely.
Where shall we start?
Why not begin with the simple facts? Your average steelman works 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and all for a pittance. When the bell sounds they're released, they're too broken for anything more than a mouthful of food and sleep. It's an existence. It's not a life.
You know I cannot pay my workers more than the normal rate.
Why not?
It would upset the markets, which would not benefit anyone.
Things are changing, Mr. Russell. Unions are stronger now. They will grow stronger still, and you will have to deal with them.
I am a man of business, and I have jobs to offer, and I pay the going rate. If your men don't want to work for me, then I suggest they step aside and make way for the many who do.
Is that all you have to say? Did I come to New York to hear that?
Not quite. What if I offered you a job in management? Is there any chance that you might take it?
Why would I?
To see your children healthy, well-fed, and in the best schools? To let your wife give up her sewing if she so wishes?
So it would be to my own advantage.
Indeed it would.
And how would that help the workforce?
Oh, I see how it is. You are Saint Michael with a flaming sword, and I am just a greedy robber baron.
You use the phrase, not I. All we're asking is for you to do the right thing, Mr. Russell. I pay you the compliment of being sure that you know what the right thing would be. I hope you believe me.
I believe in your sincerity, Mr. Henderson. I do.
But do you believe workers can win against capital?
Of which, I blush to say, I have a great deal.
Now I understand why you brought me here. But you're wrong, Mr. Russell. You have miscalculated. The future is on our side. And now I should go.
Interesting conversation.
Because he's still going through it now. Union and corporate.
Oh, has the union man gone?
Yes, and good riddance. All unions do is make everything worse than it was before.
I'm not sure that's quite the whole picture, Mr. Church.
What if they started a servants' union? Would you join it?
I'd rather be struck dead by lightning.
Take it that's a no.
Some people feel that way.
Thank you for today. He hasn't back.
Okay.
Still giving him the cold shoulder.
Good.
Are you going up to dress?
No, I'll have a tray in my room.
How long will it be like this?
I don't know, George. Betrayal is not like a case of influenza.
No, it feels more like a death sentence. Won't you allow me to make things up to you?
You really hurt her feelings, huh?
Yeah.
Are you going on to the party later?
Well, Aurora's asked me, so I suppose so.
Unless I take you back to your house. No one would know.
I don't like her now. Something's off.
Hmm.
Right? It's like begging for her.
Something's going on.
Is everything all right?
Frances had a difficult day.
Well, she seemed fine in class.
Yes, but as you know, the school is putting on a mother-daughter tea. And as her mother is...
I understand. My own mother died when I was very young.
I fool myself that we're doing so well, Frances and I, and all of a sudden life catches us out. I'm sorry to burden you.
May I propose something?
Of course.
I'm hardly a substitute, but I'd be glad to accompany Frances to the tea, if it would help.
Now I am twice in your debt.
What do you mean?
The tennis wager. I haven't forgotten.
I actually like him.
Yeah, I like him. I just,
Yeah.
you know.
He's taken Mrs. Blaine home. She had a headache.
How convenient.
And what fun. No, it's nothing like that.
Mr. Oscar Wilde.
All right, dude, relax.
So, you've met the charming Miss Beaton. I suppose it was only a matter of time.
I like her very much. Are you here with Gladys Russell?
As a friend.
What if she wants more from you?
She'll be disappointed, as I'm already spoken for.
Have you and I met?
No, but I'll introduce you soon.
To a woman?
No.
That's as much as I need or hope for.
I rather envy you.
Who is Miss Russell? One of your famous heiresses, I suppose.
He said he's not doing that. But he's not judging him for doing it.
She's your cousin sounding out.
I shouldn't admit it, but of course you're right. He has his eye on Miss Beaton now.
And the young man with him.
John Adams. He's an old friend of Oscar's.
Is he indeed? Yes. I can see that getting rather complicated.
I don't know what you mean.
Or should you? You're far...
Oh yeah, 'cause she doesn't know.
Yeah.
Do you know about Miss Turner, the lady's maid? She turned up at the party as a guest.
What?
It's true. She's married a rich, old property man, and now she's the talk of the town.
What does Mrs. Russell say to that?
There's not much she can say, but I don't think she likes it. Not one bit.
Mrs. Van Ryn wouldn't like it much if Miss Armstrong left and came back as Mrs. Rockefeller. Anyway, I better get back.
Do you sometimes forget who works for who?
What you must have to put up with.
Let's just say some of God's children can be very tiresome.
Are you allowed to say that?
Can't I? To you?
Of course you can. We're friends.
Good.
I love it.
Me too.
And I was truly touched that you had your cook prepare the chowder.
No, I'm happy if you enjoyed it.
I love his accent.
I thought maybe we might go together. I'll be there on Saturday at 4 o'clock, in case you can join me.
Just never asked on a date, huh?
Yeah, she's settled into the spinster thing.
Yeah.
A train ticket.
We leave on Monday. Pack light. It's humid in Alabama.
I actually think it would be good for him to have her since his last experience in the South, you know? So
Yeah.
he's not... Help him snap out of it.
I don't know how experienced she is with the South, though.
That's true.
Are there any errands I could run?
None that I can think of.
Well, I might just go anyway, by myself. If Agnes wonders where I am, you could say, Bloomingdale's.
Well, this all sounds very cloak and dagger, Aunt Ada. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
You mustn't say a word to Agnes or even Miss Scott. But the Reverend Mr. Forte has invited me to meet him at an art gallery on 42nd Street.
How intriguing.
Then again, there may be nothing to it. Perhaps I shouldn't go.
Nonsense. Of course you must go.
I want to. But Agnes will ask, and then I'll stumble all over myself.
Why don't I go with you?
Would you?
I won't stay. I'll just
I love it.
gallery to throw Aunt Agnes off the scent, and if she asks where we're going, let me speak.
You would do that for me?
Look who's
Absolutely.
now, Aunt Ada.
Oh, stop!
I
I love it.
It's a real opportunity. I understand that.
Then what's the matter?
The matter is that you have never been south of the Mason and Dixon line.
We're staying with Mr. Washington and his wife. They have a big house, and some of the teachers from the school live there too.
Does your father know where you're going?
No, ma'am. It all just happened.
But you don't seem to understand that once you cross that line, you are no longer human. You must promise me to always stay with your group. Never go out alone.
I can promise that.
Do not make eye contact with any white folks. And don't speak to them. Even the slightest gesture or look can be misconstrued.
You're telling me to be subservient?
I'm telling you how to stay alive. And if it were up to me, you would not be going at all.
Well, I have to go. I need this. I need to show the world that there are young colored people really making something of their lives. It gives me a purpose. And if I can put my whole self into my work, then I won't have a spare second to think about my poor boy.
I know. I am so sorry you are going through this, but listen to me. The South is no place to find refuge. And I wish you would reconsider.
This is a lot on this episode.
Apparently, this Duke is arriving in 2 weeks' time aboard the RMS Servia, one of the Cunard ships. You have contacts at Cunard.
A couple. I still don't understand.
I want to put Turner's nose out of joint. You have to trust me.
I do trust you. More than you trust me, I think.
Then prove it. There must be someone at Cunard who could help.
And if I succeed?
Right. What does he get?
Find the Duke, get me an introduction, and then we'll talk.
Very well.
Yeah, you can't be asking for stuff and dogging me out when I didn't do nothing.
Yeah. You know he's gonna do it.
Yeah, but still.
No matter what.
Hear, hear.
But did he listen to you? He thought I could be bought off, but I think he knows now that won't happen.
So, what's next?
His first objective will be to divide us.
So offer some of us money.
Exactly. No doubt Mr. Clay will come up with more money for the catchers and roughers and more for the American-born over the immigrants.
Yeah.
They'll do anything they can to split us into factions.
And they'll use that to destroy us.
No, they won't. Because we won't let him succeed. Mr. Russell's not a weak man, and there's no point pretending otherwise.
Then we should prepare. And when the time comes, we must be ready to strike. Ready to fight.
Exactly. And if it comes, we have to be ready to die.
That's right. Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, leave your 6 kids behind.
Yeah, your wife listening to that, like, not for no cornbread, right?
I like that she's out.
I so enjoy your knowledge. If that doesn't sound too forward.
I take it as a great compliment. What did your sister make of your agreeing to meet me here?
Oh, well, you've met Agnes. She always has an opinion at the ready.
I hope she has a good opinion of me.
Of course. We're both so grateful you were appointed. Really, we couldn't be more pleased.
I'm grateful too, Miss Brooke. For several reasons.
So that was a great episode.
It was.
A lot of heartfelt moments in there.
Yeah.
Was not expecting that.
Yeah.
What do you think about the that moment between Marion and Ada?
Yeah, because Ada was normally Marion's cover.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
now it's switching.
Yeah, that got me.
I love that they have that, you know, they both know that not Aunt Ada. What's her name? Miss Ben Ryan.
Yeah.
She's very particular about who they can be seen with. She doesn't allow them to. What is her name?
It's Ada and Agnes.
Yeah, Agnes. So I love that.
Yeah. And man, the part with Peggy's mom telling her about the South, like, man, she already told her, like,
yeah,
how her dad saved her life and all of this other stuff. And
yeah,
she's like, man, that's what we were saying before. Like, even when he said he was a slave, and she was like, I see, and he was like, no, you don't. You
yeah.
can't.
Even
like,
he was uncomfortable about going down there, and she's all excited, like, "Oh, I would love to go down there."
Yeah, and it's like you don't know.
You don't know what you're signing up for.
All this eye rolling you used to.
Yeah, no.
That's out the window. Like,
no.
Even the way she put it, like, once you cross that borderline, you're not human anymore.
Yeah.
It's like,
yep. You're a long way from home.
And another deep thing, as far as like the dialogue that the little workers, the union meeting, man, when he was talking about how they'll split us up into factions between American-born and immigrant and this and that, just like whatever they could do to divide us, it's like that's really
that is real.
That's real, super real.
Yep.
And
see them being willing to die. For whatever they believe in, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I read a book called Smoketown, and it was talking about the steel mills and stuff in Pittsburgh, and there was a union situation, and it went violent. It got violent. People got killed and stuff, and that's where a lot of the black workers end up being hired afterwards, because Mr. Carnegie didn't want to hire the same people that was involved with all that. So it was a lot of black workers, and that's how they ended up having like a middle class in Pittsburgh. So the black people.
So yeah, I'm curious to see how they're gonna play this out. Are they gonna end up going on strike?
Man, I think it's gonna go bad.
Yeah.
Because even that, like, that was a tough thing when he was like, man, you gotta be willing to die for this. It's like, his wife is like, bruh.
She's already working.
We got 6 kids.
Right. Now you gonna leave me a widow? Right.
But it's the union owners' conversation is always complicated, because it's like both sides are right and both sides are trying to take advantage of the other
side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And so each side is trying to be like, yeah, but you're not finna just.
Yeah, what am I getting? I need something extra.
Yeah.
On my side, yeah.
Yeah.
Before I make this deal, you know?
Yeah. And I see Mr. Russell's point in that he's saying, I'm paying y'all what everybody else is paying for this type of work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not, I'm screwing y'all over for the job. This is how much people get paid to do this job. And that's what y'all getting.
6 days a week, 12 hours
whatever
a day.
Whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
And the conditions aren't the best. Like,
right. Yeah. I'm saying whatever it is, he's like, his point of view is more than just, this is just what I want to pay y'all because I got it like that. He's like, if I pay y'all that, I'm upsetting the whole market. So like, everybody else is going to have, all the other workers are going to look to their employees like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He's paying them this. Why we not getting? And then there's a whole nother problem. And then those owners are then looking at him like, what the fuck, bro?
How can I compete?
No, they're looking at him like, what the fuck? You just made You just made our house look crazy. Like, yeah, you just made this industry. You just made me have to spend money I might not have. They got it, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But so it's interesting to see that side of it, where it's like, I don't know that I've ever seen a union story told from the owner's perspective.
To see both sides.
Yeah, we usually get it from the union side.
Always.
And then just the rich, greedy guy on top is the evil bad guy.
Yeah.
Whereas this is a lot more complicated. I like it.
So how do you think it's going to play out between Miss Turner and the Georges, the Russell?
Well, I felt like that was her best shot. I feel like Miss Turner shot her best shot. That was the death blow right there, and she fired it off right in the beginning. So she don't have no more ammunition.
Yeah.
What's her other ammunition? That was the worst thing she had.
Yeah, because she doesn't want people to find out that she used to be a ladies' maid.
She doesn't. That's why she said, "You think you're gonna do this with bribery or whatever?" Yeah. Like, okay, and she was like, "I'm keeping that tucked." So I feel like Miss Turner actually fucked herself over because she couldn't wait to be petty, and she gave all the information. Thought she was gonna fuck them up. And George Russell just got too much invested. Like, he's not a shitty husband. Even for that day's standards, a lot of those husbands is like, I make the money, I give you a comfortable life.
That's what I say.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, loving on you and kissing on you and what? Just get out of my way and let me, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, they actually have a loving relationship. So it's like, you know he didn't do that shit.
I just say you could be mad for however long, not too long, but you know.
You can be mad at the fact that he didn't tell you.
Yeah, he kept that from you.
But how mad about that can you be?
Yeah, because you know he didn't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, sometimes you find out stuff about your significant other that they didn't tell you. That's just how it be. Some stuff is drastic, sometimes it's little stuff. But that's what happens sometimes. You gotta weigh.
Is it worth it? Throwing everything away.
You know he didn't do shit. He made a judgment call. He even told you his thinking.
Yeah. And he apologized for it. So
yeah, my thinking was, I don't want to fuck this. I know you enjoy having her as your whatever. You think you need her. Because remember, at that time,
she was helping her get into
society.
Yes.
Like, because she knew. That's the whole reason she hired her.
Yep.
It's because she knew things that she didn't know.
Yep.
So she was like, help me fake it till I make it. And then he was like, I know how much you need that. He's always saying, I don't understand this. Even the last thing she asked him to do, he was like, I don't get it, but fine. If that's what you like.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's, I think, like, Turner fucked herself over because she threw her biggest
hand down.
Like, if you play in spades, she threw down the big joker first. Like, you ain't got no more spades. Not no ones that matter.
Yeah. And if Bertha starts directing her anger towards Turner, it's a wrap.
Well, Bertha still got a spade. She ain't told everybody, this bitch used to be my handmaid.
Yep.
She still got that spade on tuck. And, man, just when it comes to being petty, just in the scope of this show, nobody does it better than George and Bertha Russell.
And you know they coming for her.
Man, that's what I'm saying. So she fucked herself over as far as I'm concerned. I'll be surprised if she gets, I don't know, but she don't got no more ammunition. She shot off her best shot already. Okay.
What do you think about the McNeils, the father, the valet? Do you think he's gonna accept the offer and move to California?
I honestly, realistically, don't see a better option. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Other than he's happy being in New York, but I don't know if he's happy being in New York just because he's close to her or what. Because he does. Remember, even in season 1, they were like, "Where you always dipping off to?"
Yeah, he would go.
Like, that's the most important thing to him. And now, finally getting his backstory, like, what happened? And it's a cold game. Like, he had to. Can you imagine becoming a valet when you own the valet service?
And then your family wants to push you out, act like they don't know you because you dropped in society.
It's like I owned one of these. This is how I know how to do it. And it's just like, he already eating the humble pie crazy. Yeah. But the fact that he doesn't have a true relationship with her other than staring at her from across the street is like, I get it. Because, you know, if that's all I could get as a dad, then I would take it. But
and he probably took it as the mom was keeping him away from her. Yeah. And now that she's older, she can make that decision. So it's probably heartbreaking to like realize like maybe she's a part of the offer.
Yeah.
You know?
But he also low-key wanted to be seen. He wanted to get caught. Like season 1, he was there. He was acting like he was hiding, but he wasn't hiding. Like he's staring to where she's like, "Can you go ask that man what does he want?" Like he wanted to be caught, and this is. I like him. I don't want to see him go, but again, shouldn't have been making fun of
the cook.
The cook when you got your own drama. Man, I know this is a long after show talk, but when she hit Bertha with all that petty, like I heard somebody desperate to get in, and like, ooh.
Yep.
And she was like, I got your references. Yeah. I know what you were saying, bitch.
Yep.
That's basically what, I love this show. The show's dope.
Yep.
But I think we caught up now with this, and then we're going to catch the next one when it come out. So thank y'all for watching and all of that. If you want to see the full-length version, it will be in our Patreon. Those of you on our Patreon, we appreciate the kind support and all of that. So, all right.
Bye.
See y'all next time.